Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rambling RunOff. I am your host, Robert Rios, here to give you the sports news you should hear because it's cool and it's fun. And to enjoy it with me today is my co-host through the virtual landscape, Mr. Senor Danny Tan. Danny, say what's up to everybody.
What up, y'all? How's it rolling?
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about as always. First up on tap, we got the MLB Opening Day games that we're going to be going over. Well, not the games, but some headlines that might be interesting to hear and talk about and yap about. Secondly, we're going to be going over the CONCACAF Nations League results. Congratulations to Mexico and a tough outing for the U.S. So we're going to be going into that for a little bit. Then for the warm-up, we're going to be going over our March Madness brackets, giving you an update in that section. Let's see who is the winner of our bet. I don't even know yet, so we're going to find out live as of this recording. And then, of course, in the rundown, we're going to be talking everything else that we did not get to talk about today. So, stick around for that. But, Danny, before we get into it, I got to check in on you. What you been up to? What's on your head?
I haven't been up to much. Just golfing, work. Visited my dad for his birthday. Got to shoot around at the Arizona driving range, so you'll see that in like a month, I guess, for the next for my next water break. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been up to too much. Rob, what about you?
Me either. Just working. That sounds like fun. The golf course in Arizona. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, the golf course was pretty busy. The driving range was pretty decent. Little dusty, little deserty, as you might expect. But it was cool. They had a top tracer, which I did not pay for. But they had you'll see in the water break, but it's like kind of like a dirt field. And there's like a broken down car, and like they had like steel drums that were painted like red Solo cups. So they had like a couple like obstacles at like certain distances and stuff for you to aim at. Made of metal, obviously, so you can hear if you hit it or not. So yeah, it was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely a little different from like a standard driving range. But it was like a local municipal course. So yeah, I mean, one of these days I'll play it. I've been driving past it for years, but I'll play it one of these days when I have a chance when I'm over there. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it was it's
nah.
cool. Yeah. Oh, it would really suck.
I
in the
have
summer,
that thing.
Go ahead, Rob.
Oh yeah, that sounds terrible. Now all I could think about. Oh, I went to a wedding.
Oh yeah, you did go to a wedding.
I almost forgot about that. Shout out. It was cool. Got a lot tipsy.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, just don't embarrass yourself. You know what I mean?
Hey yo, that open bar is lethal.
Yes, that's what it's for.
No, yeah, that's what it's there for. And then I'm playing a lot of Magic: The Gathering.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's fun.
Yeah,
maybe I start getting into it. I don't know.
I don't know. I could help you a little bit.
Maybe it's just so expensive. I got too many hobbies already.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, this one would be more of a sit down hobby.
Yeah, so right.
A little bit of a change up.
Yeah.
Now you don't gotta go anywhere necessarily. You can just go to someone's house.
True. Them cars get low.
There are game. Yeah. It just depends on what you're playing.
What's set?
Obviously you could probably find cards or a card that does specific things, and from there you could kind of just value what your deck is gonna look like.
All right, I'll consider it.
Alrighty, bet. With that being said, are you ready to start rambling?
Yes, sir. We're at I think a bit of a tipping point in sports where everything is either starting or entering a playoff right now. So there's a lot going on.
No, yeah, and starting up opening day MLB. That's what we're going into with our first topic. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna be going over anything necessarily too crazy because, like we just said, the season just started. So here's some headlines you might find interesting, and we're just gonna be talking about some of the crazy things that have happened. Some opening day headlines. Tyler O'Neill has extended his own opening day record. The issue with this guy, though, Mr. O'Neill, throughout his career, he's always been very talented, but he does kind of hurt himself. And it's not the lack of physical ability either. The issue with him, it's been his ability to stay on the field throughout the long season.
Mm.
The nice thing, however, about opening day is that there hasn't been much wear and tear, obviously. And thus, it's O'Neill's time to shine, Danny. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. How do you do?
He just recently joined the Orioles, and he has extended his MLB record streak of consecutive opening days with a homer to 6 with a 3-run shot in the third inning of a 12-2 Orioles win over the Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah, that's a crazy stat, low-key.
Yeah. Wait, what's the streak?
O'Neill's dinger was one of the...
six opening day.
6 home runs on opening day. Well, not all.
Well,
so every year he's hit a home run.
Opening day homers.
Yes. O'Neill's home run was one of 6 by the Orioles on that day, including 2 apiece from Adley Rutschman and Cedric Mullins. O'Neill ended up 3 for 3 on the day, scoring 3 times.
Damn.
So, unfortunately, opening day only happens once. So, fingers crossed that he stays on the field for a long period of time.
Ready for next year.
In other news, Paul Skeins, he also makes history again. Every time you type in Paul Skeins' name, it's followed by the words "makes history." Skeins' opening day accomplishment, you were asking? He became the fastest number 1 overall pick to make an opening day start in baseball history, zooming from being chosen in the 2023 draft to starting the 2025 season in record time. He was also, at the age of 22, the youngest pitcher to make an opening day start since Jose Fernandez in 2014. From what I've seen, he looked great. He striking out 7 and 5 1/3 innings, giving up just 2 runs and leaving with a lead. That lead, however, turned out to end up vanishing as the Marlins scored 2 in the 8th and got a walk-off single from Kyle Stowers to beat the Pirates 5-4. However, no matter the situation, Skeins, he'll start figuring out how to get more highlights, how to be a better player throughout the season. So yeah, congrats to him. And then Danny, here's some more of the goofy stuff that happened out throughout opening day and opening week.
Let me know.
So the Yankees, the Yankees are known for doing things a little bit differently.
These goddamn Yankees, man.
You've probably seen it already.
Yep.
So they brought out torpedo bats, whatever the hell that means. So I'm gonna read you a little excerpt that I found online to help explain. The difference between a regular standard bat and the torpedo bat is that the barrel rests in a non-traditional location, closer to the hitter's hands. And guess what? They are legal. Major League Baseball confirmed this past week that the bats do not violate Major League Baseball's rules or bat supplier regulations. Rule 3.02 states that the bats cannot be more than 2.61 inches in diameter and 42 inches in length. The Yankees made home run history during their season opening homestand, tying an AL/NL record with 15 home runs, in their first 3 games of a season, and tying a club mark with 13 home runs in 2 games. They belted 4 in Sunday's 3-1 win after clubbing 9 on Saturday.
Sorry, 12-1.
Take that as you will. Yes, 12-3. Team manager Aaron Boone said the organization is not pushing the bats on the players, leaving that choice up to the individual. Yankees captain Aaron Judge has not swung a torpedo model and said he is not interested in trying one, saying, "What I've done the past couple of seasons speaks for itself," end quote. So, yeah, some people don't feel comfortable about them doing it since it kind of was out of the blue, but it is just only the beginning of the season, so we will see how people will pitch to them with these different configured bats. Danny, what do you think about this?
I think it is crazy. I think the statistical boost speaks for itself. The bat is definitely when you hit it right, it sends the ball further. It's easier to hit. And so I think shortly these bats are gonna go crazy. I think it was like it's either gonna spur the MLB to ban them or to add more regulation so that it is not quite as altering as distance altering as compared to regular bats. But yeah, it's just I think this is an oversight in the rules of the MLB. They have like rules on not like filling the bat and like some of the construction of it, but I think they need to be more tightly regulated and standardized. Like, sure, like you can't use a metal bat, obviously, but I mean the size and shape of a bat, like you said earlier, is controlled. But this is like a change on the shape and the overall length of it is just the overall length. Like, what is there needs to be a restriction in where the barrel can be placed and like the thickness of it and all that stuff. Or everyone's gonna start using them, and it's gonna go one way or the other. I think it is going to be for this season more widely used because everyone's seen the results the Yankees have accomplished with them, and then maybe by next season they are going to either allow them and restrict, like maybe say like, hey, the barrel can't start more than X amount of inches from the base of the bat, right? Or they're just gonna say, fuck it, whatever, and everyone's gonna have them. So we'll see what the MLB does, but whatever. I mean, if it's legal, it's legal. I think this is just like a standardization oversight. Like the MLB just did not think that moving the barrel or like a small adjustment like that would be such a significant change in the ability and like the distance of the ball to fly. But we'll see. I mean, I bet they're talking to like the bat manufacturers and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't see this. Like, it doesn't really whatever." And they're like, "Oh, actually, when you hit it at this spot, it actually sends it like between like 15 yards further or whatever. You know, like whatever." So we'll see. But I think it's gonna go that way. I think the MLB is gonna restrict it. But this season, they're gonna be much more widespread because they just produce results.
No, yeah. I mean, like as they said, it's a legal bat, but we'll see how would I say, like, yeah, like, or how would I would say, how would you say, how you said, like, yeah, how it goes in the long run, because I think baseball really needs something new, and this might be it.
I mean, I would argue that something new is the pitching clock that like changed the way you watch baseball. It quickens up the game.
I mean, it changed it for the better.
Yeah, exactly.
For be honest.
For the better. But this, I don't know if it's going to change this for the better, because
if they want home runs, they have a bigger barrel. So
yes, but do you like the game because of the big moments it creates? Does having more runs and more hits, and having those hits be further, kind of lessen how difficult the game is? You know what I mean? Like, I mean that's something subjective. Like in an NBA. Moving more of the shots to the 3-point line, is that more of what people? I mean, I think we're seeing now that people don't want to watch everyone shoot threes because it's like one of the more efficient ways to score. And if everyone is good at shooting, then why are you not taking threes over twos? But does it make for a good product to watch? Right now, I think we're
No,
saying
yeah,
no, it
exactly.
doesn't. But like for baseball, if you're seeing more hits and more of those hits are resulting in home runs, does it take away from when a big home run in a clutch moment happens? You know what I mean? So that's
I
that's
mean,
something much more
I'm pretty sure the
subjective.
MLB won't care if people are getting excited over more home runs
Yeah,
or more exciting plays.
but if it decreases viewership and decreases people going to the games and stuff, like you know what I mean? Like who knows what the result
Like
could
you're
be?
just seeing batting practice,
Exactly,
quintessentially.
exactly.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, when they did the pitch clock, they had to redo the rule a little bit because batters started bouncing out of the batter's box
Yeah,
during the clock,
right.
and that was throwing up the pitcher's like
Tempo and all
momentum.
that stuff.
So
Right.
yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't think it's gonna be anything too crazy. I forgot I did. I should have wrote this down. A team already ordered some,
I mean, yeah,
so
obviously.
I guess it works.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, we'll see how it works out in the end.
yeah. As an engineer and someone who deals with standards and all the stuff that are regulated from the government and other agencies for like years and years and years, the sports world is so strange and that some things are so regulated because one person or whatever finds like a loophole, um, and then all of a sudden nothing else is regulated, and they're very much like whack-a-mole. Like they'll only tamp things down if something pops up, and they just want the game to be the game, which is very true, and that you cannot anticipate how someone's gonna find a loophole because you don't know that one's there yet. But I mean, for the game of baseball, it's been around for so long. You set the dimensions and stuff for some bats. You ban metal bats because you need them to be made out of wood, or otherwise they fly over everywhere. You're working with bat manufacturers. I'm just very surprised that it's just not been standardized even more up to this point yet. So I mean, we'll see
No,
though.
and then another thing with baseball is that there's a lot of unwritten rules,
Yeah,
which I fucking hate with a passion, dude.
yeah. I mean, if
Like
if you need it to be a rule, just write it down. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
They're like, where's this sportsmanship?
yeah, I mean, it's
Get the
sportsmanship.
fuck
Those are
outta
like on the
here.
edge or something. I mean, like same in basketball and whatnot. But um, some of it does need to be written down. Like if you can obviously see, I think some of it, you hit the edge of what a rule should be, and like it's just obvious that you shouldn't do that. Like if a pitcher is obviously gunning for a batter that they don't want to, or if they're like constantly not batting to a hitter because they're just too good, then
Mm-hmm.
you just punish that individual because they're like a bad faith actor. But I
Yeah.
mean, you could implement a rule so that it just doesn't, it prevents that, and you don't see that type of sponsorship in the game, and so it doesn't delay the game and whatnot. But I mean, I think it's better to have trust and faith in the players than to regulate so much that uh it just stifles what the game could be. It's so strict. Um, but I think it's also good, much in like our real world, if the consequence of it is egregious enough that there should be a rule. Obviously, like insider
No, yeah.
trading, for example. Uh, in like the sports world, what would be the definition of that? I mean, like setting up trades without anyone knowing. I mean, you don't have to tell anyone, but um, it'd be dumb of you not to look at the market. Nico Harris. Anyway, um,
You're a fool.
yeah, but I mean, if the consequences are bad enough, I think there should be a rule. You know what I mean? Insider trading really does
Yeah.
benefit one person and only that one person, and puts everyone else at a disadvantage, and sets them up to lose money. So, that's good enough to have a rule. So why can't other things have rules? So this, for example, for the bats, if they have a statistical advantage using these bats, make sure that everyone can use them. Obviously, people are going to start using them. And then if everyone is using them, either take it all away so that no one has it, or leave it the same so that everyone can do it. Or change the rule a little bit so that what is out there is more fair and makes for a better baseball viewing product. That we don't get to see like 100 home runs a day or whatnot.
No, yeah. With that being said, uh, for the sake of time, Danny, we're gonna move on to the next goofy thing that
My
happened
B.
during opening week.
Go ahead.
um, Wilson Contreras eats tape. I think I sent you this one.
You did send me
So I did look it up. I had to look up what happened. So, he had a dying clock. I believe he had like 11 seconds left. And it caused him to panic, and I guess he wanted to get rid of that tape. So he instantly just like peeled it off with his mouth and just started chewing that shit.
Freak.
So let me see. Let me see. I wrote down a little bit of the slightly full story. Yeah. So he was trying not to panic, and then he said he instantly regretted it. In the bottom of the third inning, of the Cardinals' 5-1 win over the Twins, that weekend. Yeah, he said after noticing the grip tape unraveling near the knob of his at bat before a 3-2 pitch, he used his teeth to unroll it and tear it off because he had already used his one allowable timeout, and the pitch timer was at 11 seconds, and he needed to be in the box and alert with 8 seconds remaining, or risk an automatic strike call. So yeah, that's why he just chucked it. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
It's so crazy.
Instead of putting it like in his back pocket or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I saw the quote. He's like, yeah, I'm never doing that again. So
yeah,
I thought that was funny.
It like shit.
Oh no, for sure, dude. Like they spill on their gloves. I'm pretty sure they're using not like tar or stickum, but I'm pretty sure they're using.
Yeah, they're using something like
illegal.
Not illegal.
Legal
Tar is
substance.
Legal, right? Yeah.
I think it just depends. Like for pitchers, you're not allowed to use anything.
Yeah, for pitchers.
Not even spit.
I think you are allowed to use like a spray. Right? Yeah. Wasn't that a couple years ago?
Yeah, I think it's a spray. Yeah, it's a spray. Yeah,
whatever,
it's a spray.
Or whatever to get you a better grip on the bat.
Yeah, that shit was insane.
Crazy.
Other goofy stuff. With Tropicana Field, being dealt significant damage by Hurricane Milton last year. Yeah, the Rays won't be playing in their home stadium until at least 2026. So they had to look for a new stadium in which they will be playing at Steinbrenner Field, home of the Yankees in spring training, and Single A Tampa Terrapins, in the Florida State League. The Tampa Bay Rays opened their season on one of the most positive notes possible, but the overarching reality of the situation remains unclear, as their stadium, has to be renovated. They are one of two MLB teams forced to play this season, and beyond in a minor league stadium, notched an opening day win with a walk-off homer from rookie Cameron Misner, defeating the Colorado Rockies 3-2. Per OptaStats, Misner is the first player in MLB history to hit a walk-off home run on opening day for his first career homer. So shout out to him, congratulations. And then on the other side, mentioning two MLB clubs, the Athletics will be playing their games in Sacramento for the next few seasons while they wait for their new ballpark in Las Vegas to be built, which I have not seen anything official.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But only verbal agreements have been dished around, I've seen on the internet. The A's will share a minor league stadium with the Sacramento Rivercats, who are the AAA affiliate to the San Francisco Giants.
It's still criminal.
To quote,
what they did.
To paraphrase ESPN baseball analyst Jeff Passan, this is Major League Baseball at a minor league park? ? Like, yeah, it's not a really good look, and due to time, I can't even get on it. But yeah, the A's, a lot of people love the A's, but I don't think they're run that well, in my opinion. Even the owner said, we tried. Did you really? So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the A's. But at least the A's got something. At least the Oakland Coliseum is not going dead. Not to go too off topic, but the Oakland Roots soccer team in the second division is going to be calling the Oakland Coliseum their home. They exceeded their opening day attendance from 15,000 to 20,000 to pack in the Coliseum. So yeah, shout out to them for holding down the Coliseum. And then finally, just to go over some real baseball stuff a little bit, the Dodgers are the fourth defending World Series champs to start the season. Fit 5-0 or better, 6-0 as of this recording, joining the 1985 Tigers, who went 6-0, the 1934 Giants 5-0, and the 1933 Yankees 7-0. It's the first time the Dodgers have started a season undefeated through their first 6 games since 1981, when they also began the year 6-0. One of the biggest questions for the Dodgers had heading into this year was that would they be able to rely on Roku Sasaki in his first major league season. After 2 regular season starts, the team still has a lot to learn about the 23-year-old right-hander from Japan. Sasaki didn't make it out of the second inning of this weekend's 7-3 win, although the Dodgers still finished off a 3-game sweep of the Tigers. Freddie Freeman and your boy Teoscar Hernandez drove in 2 runs apiece as part of the support for Sasaki's short outing. The Los Angeles is 6-0 to begin its title defense as of this recording. Sasaki landed only 32 of 61 pitches for strikes and walked 4 batters. He allowed 2 runs on 3 hits across 1 2/3 innings and struck out a pair. Unlike in Tokyo, he didn't hit triple digits with his fastball, as his 4-seamer averaged 96.1 miles per hour. Danny, it was a little bit and a lot of info all at the same time. Do you got anything to end us with in regards to the MLB season?
My boy Oscar, he's not a scoring heater. It is criminal that the Athletics are still being allowed to move to Las Vegas. And yeah, I mean, you have to, if you're gonna have to play games, whatever, do it at a minor league arena, whatever. It's not a huge deal. I think it makes more sense to do.
They got whooped by the Cubs like 12-2 the other day, or 18-2 or something.
Who, the A's?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I didn't say anything about the A's play, but it is criminal that they were allowed to tank and mess shit up until they were like kicked out of the city. Basically, it's crazy. But anyway, yeah.
We didn't get kicked out. They just left.
I mean, the owners, forced them out. Whatever.
They oh, that's also true.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, other than that, it's been a cool start to the season. Let's go Dodgers. Sasaki is a young kid. He'll make it back.
No, yeah, for sure. It's just the beginning.
And Freeman is I think out for a little bit. Mookie Betts came back. He had a walk off. After his scary weird illness. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on in the MLB.
Alrighty, that was our MLB opening day recap. Moving on now to our second topic of the show. We got the CONCACAF Nations League. Some time has passed. It was about like a week and a half ago now, or yeah, about a week ago. I have a lot to say because I'm still baffled on what happened on the field. So yeah, Mexico wins its first CONCACAF Nations League final. They won 2-1 against Panama in the championship match of the 2025 CONCACAF Nations League final on Sunday at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, USA. Raul Jimenez opened up the scoring in the 8th minute with a downward header in front of goal, placing Mexico in the lead. Roberto Alvarado delivered the assist with a cross from the right flank. Panama's Alberto Carrasquilla converted a penalty kick attempt in the 45th minute, or say 47th minute stoppage time to put the nations on level terms. However, very late in the game, a handball from Jose Cordoba in the 90th minute awarded a penalty to the Mexican side. Raul Jimenez converted from the penalty spot in the 92nd minute to deliver the match winner and his second brace in consecutive matches, which he also had a solid performance in the semifinal against Canada as well, scoring in the first minute of the game. This victory marks the first Nations League title for Mexico, obviously, It also marks a best ever finish for Panama and the CNL, who won his first ever silver medal in the tournament. Mexico has now won the Gold Cup and Nations League trophies together for the first time as well, in conjunction. On the other side of the coin, we had the U.S. men's national team, who failed to make it to the final. The U.S. lost to Panama and additionally Canada, which I'll get to a little bit later. Panama beat the U.S. as a Canalero, substitute Cecilio Waterman scored in the 4th minute of second half stoppage time to give Panama a stunning 1-0 victory that Thursday afternoon at SoFi Stadium, thus ending the U.S. run for a third consecutive win in the CONCACAF Nations League. Combined with last summer's 2-1 triumph in Copa America, it marked the 3rd straight time Panama had defeated the U.S. in tournament play, following the 2023 Gold Cup semifinal win on penalties and the 2024 Copa America group stage. And it was Mauricio Pochettino's first taste of defeat in competitive fixture since being confirmed as the head coach of Team USA on September 10th. Panama, I would say, deserved to win this game, considering they played it tactically smart. They had stout defense and optimistic attack, which is always good, which will always keep you in the game. It wasn't the most imaginative performance. It wasn't the most creative performance for Team USA and Pochettino's side, and for Pochettino's coaching tenure. But however, it was probably the worst. It had sterile passing all throughout the game. Christian Pulisic's deliveries from set pieces weren't too solid. No one was getting good contact on them. The U.S. had 9 corners, and they were all poor. Very simple terms. Very poor performance. And I don't mean to single him out, but it just didn't seem like they were all there. And what a lot of pundits that I was watching and kind of gathering information, it just didn't seem like there was urgency. I don't want to say they didn't care, but it didn't they were, how would you say, Danny? I will go back a little bit. They said they wanted to destroy these fools. They did the polar opposite of that. It didn't look like they were aggressive at any point. Of course, there was a few linked up passes here and there that were right here. And you could hear some groans and some ahs, but nothing too threatening for them in this first game. And that was their downfall. And Panama got the best of them again. What I don't understand is, how can you let the same team have your number? Danny, wouldn't you think after 2 defeats that some of those players that were dealt those defeats would just want to fuck these guys over?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a dogfight because those rivalries come up.
But that's the thing, it was not a dogfight. It was barely a fight. How do you that's what I don't get. Is you guys already been duped 2 times by these guys? You already know, on your best day, they can't compete with you. They're just gonna hack-a-shack you all day. Yeah. And that's how they were able to get under the skin last time.
Yeah, but you're not turning that into a little bit of a grudge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm you guys don't have a grudge? You guys are not pissed off? What was it? I don't get it. It's a big question mark over my head that I'm just man, you guys aren't pissed off? You guys don't want to give it to him? And that was the end for them. The Panamanians deserved to win this match. And that was the end of it. Of course, in this tournament, Danny, just so you know, there is a third place match. So they played the loser between Mexico and Canada. So they played Canada, and guess what, Danny?
What?
It was a lot of the same old shit.
God damn it.
You know, they. I mean, it reads down the staff. This is their second consecutive loss in Nations League. They have not lost a game in this tournament. It's only 2 games, 4 teams. And yeah, they lost 2-1. Excuse my pronunciation. Tani Alawasi. Alawasi. He opened up the scoring for Canada in the 27th minute, only for Patrick Ajiman. There we go. I knew I could say his name. Patrick Ajiman helped the U.S. equalize 8 minutes later. But of course, Canada, they looked a lot more dangerous throughout the game, even as their manager, Jesse March, was banished from the sidelines in the second half. Just short of the hour mark, Canada reclaimed the lead with Ali Ahmed's deft pass finding Jonathan David inside the box to fire home from 14 yards. Which, by the way, I think I have to agree with the pundits. I feel like, our goalkeeper could have done a way better job. But also, he has not been playing a lot of minutes at his club, so it's a slippery slope. This result leaves Mauricio Pochettino with plenty to ponder ahead of this summer's CONCACAF Gold Cup tournament, which is the final competitive tournament before the 2026 FIFA World Cup on home soil. I don't know, Danny. These guys said they were trying, but it looked like Canada was closer to scoring a third goal than they were to getting a tying goal. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I feel the momentum was on Canada's side.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, and I don't want, like, I hate to say that they weren't trying, but I think it's just a chemistry thing. Like, we have all this great talent on our squad, and it's just not clicking anymore. We were missing a few bodies. Like, I know Anthony Robinson was out. He had to get replaced. Serginho Dest has not, I don't think he's returned yet fully from his injury, or hasn't returned from his injury. And things were just not clicking. Pochettino was just trying to say, like, oh yeah, it just wasn't our day. It's like, well, you said the other day we were going to destroy Panama, and that wasn't happening. He also said in 5 to 10 years we could be a world beater, which doesn't look really bright right now. And then Pulisic even was like, we just need everyone's support, and it just didn't happen today. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't know, man. And I know one guy I heard was saying, no, everyone relax. We're just in a slump. But are we, though? I don't know. You could say we're in a slump if we lost honorably. I can't say we lost honorably. That's my problem with this. Danny, what do you tell a team if they're in a slump? Hello? Did we lose you? Oh, I think we lost Danny.
Okay. I hear you back again. It cut you out like mid-sentence. Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to ask you, what do you tell a team when you're in a slump?
I mean, all you can tell them is to focus on smaller things, because a slump is really a lack of scoring or a lack of achievement individually, and then the whole team. Individually, people don't contribute, so as a team, you don't get the result. So, especially for me, when I'm in like a golfing slump, you just got to focus on the little individual tasks. Make one goal. You might not win the game, but you make the one goal. Make these correct passes. Make sure you focus on like defense. If you're able to get X amount of defensive stops, I think just individual goals that are much more attainable. You focus on those things, and then steer away a little bit from the result, and eventually you'll find yourself in a good groove where the momentum flows back on your side, and then you start getting those W's, those results that you want.
Yeah, because if we were in a slump, like, we would go maybe into overtime. We would look more cleaner. Everything will be more efficient. I think what everyone's gripe is that we're not efficient when we say we are, and that we have like a lot of great players playing at really good clubs, and it's like, okay,
Right. So what is the
on
real
paper
problem?
we look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, do you guys care? Like,
What is really going on here?
what a lot of other people were saying is that like we're lucky that we have like a Tim Weah or a Christian Pulisic, or a Serginho Dest or
Willing
Ricardo
to pay
Pepe.
for the national team still.
No, yeah. Well, they're willing to play, but it's the first time in like a long time, or even ever, that they're playing at high caliber teams. And before, you had Clint Dempsey, DeMarcus Beasley, Landon Donovan, Tim Howard, like a lot of those guys, for example, they were lucky to be on. As Americans, they were lucky to be on like high level international teams. And for the lot, it was not the same. And for everybody, they had to play with a lot of hustle, a lot of tenacity. Like whenever the U.S. were playing like Germany or like the Netherlands, I'm like, oh shit, like they got to fucking light a fire in their ass, because these guys are gonna run hard, fast, and they will most likely beat you tactically. So you gotta make sure everything is perfect. And it seems like they've kind of lost that tenacity, because they do play at bigger teams, at bigger clubs.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Like I said, I have no idea what the issue is. But they say everything's gonna be all right, because once the World Cup comes around, I think what everyone wants is reinsurance. Reinsurance that these guys are well equipped physically, mentally, and tactically for the World Cup. Because I think everyone's worst nightmare is that we go out for the World Cup and we lay an egg. Of course, obviously it's the World Cup, so you're going to want to turn it on. You have to turn it on. It's the fucking World Cup.
Right.
You can't just sit around and be bums. The fuck? I don't want to be embarrassed. Like, come on, guys. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, that's what it just comes down. It just comes down to respect and admiration in the soccer world, in the football world, in the world football landscape. And I'm worried maybe these guys, I don't know. Like I said, we're only just talking because we just like to talk about sports. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about in the locker room. Like, I'm pretty sure they got ripped a new one by their coach. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be,
you gotta hope so. That teams that are not performing currently, when it gets time to get there, you just hope that it's not an indicator. I think that's why people are more upset. Like, if this is how they play in like a decent national competition, that when the cup comes around, like, how are you going to do any better by that time?
Yeah, and then for the Gold Cup, like when I'll backtrack. The whole point of soccer, if you're like the owner or an investor, is to get money. If you're the player, obviously you're going to get paid. But the point for like the team is to win trophies. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Be successful on and off the pitch. So that's why everyone's like, well, you need to win something. You got to look good. You got to have something to your name. And this was the most consistent one they've won in the past couple of years. And obviously this tournament itself, I mean, like, it's only 4 games, has been dramatic for the U.S. and every victory that they've had in the past. So that's why people were like, well, you got to do it again. You know, be consistent. And it was not a consistent performance. And moving on a little bit, for the Gold Cup, they might not even have all these players because it's in the summer. A lot of the European teams are going to be in preseason mode. So they might not necessarily allow all their best players to go out. So most likely we'll have MLS players fill in the slots, spots, slots, same shit. You know, for this team going around in the tournament. But yeah, we'll have to just wait and see what fire. I mean, I'm not doubting these guys, because this is who used to play in this tournament, just MLS guys, like they could fucking do it. I've seen them do it, so fingers crossed that they get it across the line. But speaking of the Gold Cup, I know Danny, you brought it up in one of your water break posts, fairly recent last week, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go into that real quick. But yeah, like how you said the other day, CONCACAF, they've confirmed the official date for the draw for the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. It will take place Thursday, April 10th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will be televised live for made-for-TV event, most likely on the Fox networks. Current champions Mexico and the 3 highest-ranked nations will be pre-seeded. The 18th edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup is set to take place this summer from June 14 to July 6, spanning 14 stadiums across 11 metropolitan areas in the United States and Canada. The tournament will feature 18 men's national teams, including 15 from CONCACAF and Saudi Arabia, who was invited as a guest nation. The final will be held on July 6 at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, marking the first time the Gold Cup final will be played in the state of Texas. That's low-key a crazy stat, considering I've watched a lot of Gold Cup finals, and that the fact that Texas has never hosted one is kind of insane.
That is crazy.
They've played games in Texas for the Gold Cup, but never a final.
Mm-hmm.
It's always either been like California or like New York, like Chicago. But yeah, I digress. The 2025 Gold Cup dates and competition format will be as followed. The Gold Cup will begin with 16 teams, a 16-team group stage, 4 groups of 4 teams each. After round-robin play between the dates of June 14th to July 24th. June 14th to the 24th. The 4 group winners and 4 runners-up, 8 teams in total, will advance to the knockout stage. The knockout stage will commence with the quarterfinals on June 28th and 29th, followed by the semifinals on July 2nd, and the final, where CONCACAF champion will be crowned on Sunday, July 6th. Sorry, I'm talking. There's a lot of information. I'm starting to slur. But that's mostly it. Like I said, hopefully the U.S., whoever gets to wear the crest, whoever gets to fly the country's colors, goes out there and fucking, gives it their all. Because, that was fairly disappointing that, first they lost to Panama, third straight time. Then they go up against a Canadian side who, in the last tournament, were playing with their food, if you get what I mean. So, I don't know, Danny. Do you have any motivational words for me?
For you? Or for...
Yeah, for me.
International.
For
chip
me.
up, young buck. None of this will really affect you.
I know, right?
It's
kind of like how they say
really
Moneyball.
Like, honestly.
Not Moneyball. Fucking, shit. Or what are you going to say? Go.
Well, obviously for the U.S. men's national team, pick your shit up. God damn it. Focus on little things, really. That's all I got.
Oh, now I remember. I was quoting the wrong movie. It's a Fever Pitch with Jimmy Fallon.
All right.
Where the kid tells him, "You love the Red Sox,
but
have the Red Sox ever loved you back?"
Real.
Or is that you've been there for the Red Sox, but have the Sox ever been there for you?
That's some rare shit right there.
Yo, dead ass. I sometimes have to remember that. I'm like, I can miss a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the dealio. And no, Mexico is not back. All right, the end. I'll stop there. Anyways, we're at the warm-up, Danny.
Yes,
and this is where the podcast really starts.
Here we go.
Our March Madness bracket update. And I wrote down here, Robert and Danny will update the listeners on their brackets. My final 4 consisted of Michigan State over Florida and Houston over Baylor. What was your final 4, Danny?
My final 4 was Alabama over Houston and Auburn over Texas Tech.
Okay. Do you mind writing that down on our doc here real quick?
Okay, sure.
So while you say, I'll go over mine. So I started out 50-50, and that's where I've been this whole entire time. Because there was a lot of upsets. I'm not gonna go over all of them, obviously, because there's too many, and we don't cover too much college basketball on here. But yeah, McNeese kind of screwed me over. Creighton screwed me over. Ole Miss screwed me over. So yeah, I mean, I was like over 50% on a lot of these. So, but just little by little, my bracket just kept crumbling and crumbling little by little. I was getting points. I was getting a lot of good points, but
yeah.
Yep, my Final Four did not make it. And so did yours.
Yeah,
the Final Four this year. The real Final Four consisted of number 1 Auburn facing Florida, and number 1 Houston facing number 1 Duke. Just to let y'all know, it's the first time since 2008 that all 4 number 1 seeds will make the Final Four, and just the second time ever. The 2008 NCAA tournament was the first time it happened, and that featured North Carolina, Kansas, Memphis, and UCLA, who all earned number 1 seeds that year.
Crazy.
Coincidentally, that Final Four 17 years ago, which is crazy saying 17 years ago.
Wow.
17 years ago was also played in San Antonio, Texas, as it will be this season. The Gators opened up, I'll leave that information for later, but yeah, Danny, it's time to let our listeners and viewers know what happened to you. What happened in your bracket?
Point breakdown, you ask.
Well, I want to know what messed up your bracket. By the way.
Okay, sure. You want to start like each division, or what do you want to do?
No, well, just kind of do it like how I just did it
sure.
now. Just,
the major L's basically. I did not have Florida making it out. I had Texas Tech making it out. Another L that I took was Arkansas beating St. John, which I had predicted, but mispredicted that matchup. Purdue taking, well, I guess I had Clemson coming out of that side of the bracket, but Purdue came out, but it got defeated by Houston. UCLA got knocked out early. And then on the flip side, on the Southeast Division, I had Duke being, I had Alabama taking out Duke, which is the biggest piece. And then on the other side, I was successful choosing Auburn to come out, but I had little things like I did not expect Michigan to beat Texas A&M, and Ole Miss took down Iowa State, which I did not predict. Other than that, I'm about 50% in my Final Four. But Rob, do you want to get to the points breakdown?
Oh man, I'm nervous. And I'm really looking at my thing. Yeah, I would have had Michigan, or my thing would have been good if I had Auburn beating Michigan. And I mean, basically, obviously the number ones, I would just have to run with them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we say anything, let's just clarify. There are 3 games left. Well, there's not a third place game, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Let me see.
Well, according to my breakdown, from the round of 64, I had 190 points out of 320. Round of 32, I had 180 of 320. And the Sweet 16, I got 120 of 320. And the Elite 8, I got 160 of 120. So we can either call it here, depending on what the numbers are, or we give an update, obviously, and we continue this until the final, if it's close.
Right.
And then we'll call it somewhere online.
Okay. Wait, where are you seeing the point breakdown by set?
Well, are you on your laptop or on your phone?
I'm on my computer.
Okay. Where like the little circle is, the green circle,
Right.
it says like your number and
Yeah, it says the
11:30
overall. Oh, full
max.
breakdown. I see what it is. Gotcha.
Yes.
So I was 230 out of 320 in the round of 64.
Shut the fuck up.
200
looking
out
good
of
for me.
320 of the 32.
Oh no.
240 of 320 of the 16. And
the
50%,
fuck up.
160 of 320 of the Elite 8.
Uh-oh.
So I think I'm handily beating
I
you.
think
So
you're
what is
in
your...
trouble.
Oh, wait, what?
Hey, you're in trouble.
Wait, really?
I'm just fucking with
Wait,
you.
I was like, I beat you in every single one. So your overall points right now is what?
My overall points is 650.
Oh my god. I'm at
What the
830.
fuck did you get? Fuck you.
It's not even close.
So basically, the only way I could come back
As if your championship and
if
mine
Houston,
is not. Yeah.
if Houston wins.
Yeah. So yeah, because I chose Alabama to win, and that did not come through. So as long as Houston wins, you're good.
Fuck. So it's not. Wow. I'm gonna say I don't want to call it because I ain't no punk bitch, as they say in Rush Hour. Fuck. That's a
Damn.
long shot. A little bit.
It is a little bit.
So
I also had Auburn coming out of the Final Four. So if Auburn wins, I'll still get some more points.
hmm
And I don't know how it works if Duke wins, because I had Alabama coming out instead of Duke. I think it's
I
still.
think we just lose points.
Yeah. I think I just don't get those points because it's wrong still.
Yeah, you just don't get them.
Yeah.
Because so the only way you get points
It's if Auburn comes out.
is how
I think.
if Auburn wins.
That's
Yeah.
the only way I get points.
That's the only way you. Cause that's the only one that made it, right? For
Right.
you. Okay. 'Cause yeah, the only one that made it for me was Houston.
Right. Okay. So we'll see.
Fuck. So I need Florida to beat Auburn, and I need Houston to beat Duke,
That's
and obviously I need Houston to win the championship game.
that is crazy.
And you need
I need Auburn
to
come out, and well, that's it because I don't have anything else connected. I'm not gonna get points for anything else.
fuck. So basically, I could make a comeback if Houston wins this one and they win the championship.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't know how many
you
points
have
that is.
830.
It's out of 320. Yeah. So, well, you're only getting one of those four right. So, you would get
Well, wouldn't I get the points technically if Houston wins it?
yeah, but you only get 80 points, I think. Because it's only one thing. Oh, wait. Oh, well, I guess it's
I don't know
half.
how many points this one
It's
is.
half, so it's 160.
Is
So
this
you
80
get
points as
80,
well?
80 in the Final Four, and then you'll get 160 in the National Championship. So you get
And I'll get what in
240.
the national championship?
You'll get 160 because it's half of it.
Because how many do you have right now?
I have 830. So you will
I'd have
possibly get
Houston
240.
have to win both the games.
So you're at 670, right?
I'm at 650.
650.
So if I add 80 and 160, I'll have with my 650. I have 890.
890. Yeah, so you'll win
Yes.
if Auburn is beat by Florida. But if Auburn makes it out, then I think I get points still.
I know if Auburn wins, I'm fucked.
Yeah. If Auburn wins, yeah, I think you are. Well, that'll only give me 80, so that'll put me at 910.
Yeah.
What's this 990 max?
I'm in.
So I think I still win if Duke wins. So if Duke wins, I think I get a little bit more. So I think I get 80 if Duke
That's
wins and
crazy.
80 if Auburn wins. So potentially I can
That's
get 990.
So fuck.
Do you see underneath it says what your max is?
Well, my max is 1130.
1130. Okay. So if Houston wins it all, I think you get 1130, and if Florida makes it out,
Okay, that's more than. Okay.
then it's more than we calculated.
Okay, we're doing the math a little bit wrong, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
Wait,
sense
what's
'cause
your
it's
max?
990.
What the fuck? Okay, so basically I have to get these right. If not, I lose.
Yes.
Holy
'Cause
shit.
you only predicted 2 out of the 4 in the final 4, right?
Yes.
Yes, but you
No.
predicted.
Oh
no.
yeah, I did.
Okay.
But I predicted MSU over Florida.
MSU over Florida, but you predicted MSU to go to the final.
No, I predicted the only two that I got right was Florida and Houston. The ones I got wrong, I had Baylor and
Okay,
Michigan State going in.
But you had Houston going to the final, and who did you have on the other side?
I think Florida.
Florida. Okay. So Houston and Florida go in.
or no, yeah, I need Florida to win.
Yeah, because if Houston and Florida go in, I think you get the 4-3-20 in the final 4.
Oh no, you know what? No, I don't because I picked MSU over Florida in the final 4.
Okay, but then who do you have to make it from the final 4 into the championship?
I had Michigan State.
Okay, that's what I'm saying though. Like that Florida
I had
slot.
Michigan State playing Houston.
But that Florida slot, if it goes through, you still get points, I think.
I mean, that'd be cool. But yeah, I had.
But that's why
Florida losing in the
you have a
final
max
4.
of 1. Would you say 111 or something?
1130.
1130. Yeah.
Okay, makes more sense. Okay, right now my bracket is ranked 18.9 million.
My bracket is ranked 10 million.
Fuck you.
Yeah, because you suck.
I have a 25.5% chance, whatever that means.
What? Where does it say that?
I don't know. I have a percentage on mine.
That's the
I'm on my
percentage
phone.
that you've gotten right. I'm at 58.5.
All right, we don't need you to show off. All I
Whatever.
know is I'm gonna make an epic comeback and I'm gonna win.
Chill.
Easy peasy.
Relax.
Easy peasy.
You do have more opportunities to win, as stated by the max number.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think so, big guy.
All right. Anyways, hold that thought. Just to wrap up the stat portion of this topic. Yeah, the Gators opened up the Elite 8 round by making a miraculous comeback with an 84-79 win against number 3 Texas Tech on Saturday. The Blue Devils knocked out number 2 Alabama in the nightcap 85-65. On Sunday, the Houston Cougars cruised to an easy 69-50 victory over another number 2 seed in Tennessee. The top overall seeded Tigers knocked out number 3 remaining Michigan State 70-64 in the second game of the doubleheader on Sunday. And yeah, so these games, the real Final Four, Auburn versus Florida, will be April 5th at 3:09 p.m. From the Alamo Dome in San Antonio on CBS, and Houston versus Duke from the Alamo Dome as well at 5:49 p.m. On April 5th as well, also being shown on CBS. And the national championship game will be Monday, April 7th on CBS, time to be determined. And really quick shout out to the women's game as well, as their Final Four features UConn, UCLA, Texas, and South Carolina. And Danny, do you know do you have an idea on what my drink of your choice will be if I were to lose?
Wait, I'm choosing your drink.
Yes.
I'll get you a old fashioned.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be too mean.
Bro, I could drink those in my sleep.
Okay, damn. Okay, wait. I'll get you a AMF then.
I was gonna go for an. I bet. For you, I don't know. I'm gonna go a little easier, but I'm gonna give you, wherever we go, the hardest shot they got.
Okay. Wait, the hardest or most
strongest-
expensive?
Oh no, the strongest alcohol.
Because if they drop Everclear, I'm not drinking that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh well, too bad, bro. We shook on it.
Okay. All right. Fine. All right. If you're gonna do that, then Everclear it is. We'll just go. We'll go band for band.
All right. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I was so easy on you
It
to
was
start, and then you upped it up.
That's
just
why I was
get
like,
fucked.
what the fuck, Danny? Come on.
Okay.
Bro, the old fashioned was my opening drink at the wedding.
Oh, dude, I love old fashioned.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Anyway, let's get to the rundown.
Yeah, time for the rundown.
Yeah, drop your
Good timing.
points of a
Good-
bracket if you made a bracket. down in the comments.
Also, I like to point out I won the poll on Spotify.
You did? People thought you would win over me?
Yes.
No way. Okay. People are fucked
Which
up.
still might happen.
Be real.
Alright.
Because I think we're
In the
50-50
rundown.
overall. Whatever. Anyway.
Anyways, time for the rundown.
Let's hit it.
Play the music. Well, actually, it's your turn. Duh.
Oh,
The
right.
rundown.
Right.
NBA.
Get a little
Go,
bit
Danny.
of the
Do your
NBA
thing.
going on. Yeah, NBA standings currently. Cleveland still sits atop of the East, and Oklahoma at the top of the West. There's a bit of a jockeying fight for 2nd through 6th. Houston Rockets are kind of handily holding the 2nd. Denver and LA, kind of with Memphis in there, are jockeying for that's 3rd, 4th, 5th spot. Golden State is only 1 game behind Memphis. So we'll see what's going on. The top 7 teams in the West have been playoff spot secured, while in the East, it's all the way down to the 8th team securing a couple of those spots in the play-in. But teams that are surprisingly out have not been eliminated yet, but are outside of the play-in currently. The Phoenix Suns, dealing with in and out injuries and whatnot. No surprising teams in the East. It's just funny that the 76ers are eliminated officially out of contention. The Bulls are hanging on at that bottom of the Eastern Conference at the 10th seed. But a very surprising team or player in the playoffs, I think. The Detroit Pistons are sitting handily in the 5th seed. I don't think they'll fall below into the play-in, so they've secured a playoff spot. Over teams like the Hawks, Orlando, and the Heat. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, the teams are set up how they're set up right now. What the 1 seeds being the same 1 seeds that we had seen since the beginning of the season. The Oklahoma City Thunder, I think, have a chance to get close to, how many games are left? I think they have a chance to get close
not
to
many.
70
The
wins.
playoffs start in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So they have a chance to get close to 70 wins. But yeah, the teams are doing well. There are a couple of things to talk about just to go into it. The Celtics and Thunder both extend their long win streaks. The Celtics are on a 9-game streak, and the Thunder are on a 10-game streak. The Clippers and the Lakers are both doing well as LA secures their playoff spots. The Clippers
LA,
don't have one
baby.
clinched yet. Yeah, they do. They do have it clinched. And then the Heat have a 5th straight win, and they're in the play-in race as well. And the games that will happen as of this recording that are happening live, Memphis is playing Denver. Golden State is playing. Minnesota is playing Denver. Memphis is playing Golden State. The Phoenix and the Milwaukee Bucks are facing off in another finals rematch. And on Wednesday, which is the day you're probably listening to this, hopefully, the New York Knicks are facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. A notable game there. And other than that, all these other games kind of suck. Maybe I guess Detroit and OKC, seeing 2 teams that will face each other in the playoffs. There's a Sacramento-Washington game, which will likely push Sacramento up a game over Dallas, because Dallas is facing the Hawks, which could kind of go either way. So if Dallas loses and the Sacramento Kings win, the Mavericks will fall below, and the Sacramento Kings will move closer to securing possibly an 8th seed and not have to be single elimination at the bottom of the play-in. So we'll see how it shakes out. Oh, well, no. The Clippers have to lose a bunch of games. I take that back. Never mind. They'll just move up to 9th instead of 10th. Take it back.
And with that being said, just get things going here a little bit. The play-in will start April 15th and we'll go into the 18th. And after that, we'll go into the playoffs. So, yeah, fun times.
Yeah.
But we're going to move on, Danny. Is that cool?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
And, in the rest of the rundown, we got some NASCAR news. Denny Hamlin wins the Cookout 400 from Martinsville Speedway from Ridgeway, Virginia. With his win at Martinsville Speedway, Denny Hamlin won a Cup Series race in his 19th different season, becoming the 7th driver to accomplish that feat. The next race will be Sunday, April 6th, from Darlington, South Carolina, for the Goodyear 400 at Darlington Raceway. Coverage of the race begins at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on FS1. Quick little update right here. The UFL finally had their season opener. The UFL season started this past Friday, March 28th. The Battlehawks defeated the Roughnecks 31-6. This week's matchup on ABC on Saturday will be on the 5th of April. Will be the Showboats versus the Defenders, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on ABC and ESPN+. A little more soccer news for you, of course. The CONCACAF Champions Cup, as of this recording, is underway and will go on until April 9th. We have America versus Cruz Azul. You'll find out on FS2 if it's already passed. We also have LA Galaxy versus Tigres playing at home at Dignity Health Sports Park as well. If you're listening to this on Wednesday, hopefully, we have the Vancouver Whitecaps versus Pumas at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on FS2 in English and TUDN in Spanish. And then we will also have Inter Miami versus LAFC 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on FS1 in English and TUDN in Spanish. And then Tuesday, April 8th, we'll have Tigres versus Galaxy 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on FS1 in English and TUDN in Spanish. Cruz Azul versus America 8:30 p.m. Start time for there, also on FS1 in English and TUDN in Spanish. And then finally, the last couple games on Wednesday, April 9th, will be Inter Miami versus LAFC, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on FS1 in English, TUDN in Spanish. Pumas versus Vancouver, 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, FS1 English, TUDN in Spanish. And then also, just as a reminder, we have UEFA Champions League, which will run from April 8th to April 18th. Arsenal versus Real Madrid, Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan, and then we have PSG versus Aston Villa and Barcelona versus Dortmund. And then we would have the return legs after that. All games will be on Paramount Plus. Check your local broadcast listings for a free game in Spanish. I have not seen anything that said that any of these games will be broadcast on CBS or the CBS Sports Network yet. So keep in mind for that for next week. Some score updates in the NWSL. Some score lines. Houston and Gotham went 0-0. Washington scored 2 over Bay FC, who scored none. Orlando defeated San Diego 2-1. Kansas City defeated Utah 3-0. Portland, North Carolina went to a 0-0 draw. Angel City defeated Seattle 2-1. And Chicago lost to Louisville 1-0. Additionally, we had MLS match day 6. Miami defeated Philly 3-2. Messi got subbed on, and literally in a minute later scored the potential game winner. And yeah, it was the top two dogs in the East to win at it. So yeah, Miami came up on top. San Diego defeated LAFC 3-2 with 5 goals being scored in the first half, and a red card came to suit follow later. And yeah, crazy game, 5 goals, fights in and outside the stadium, fun time. And then the Sunday night match was Portland Timbers versus Houston Dynamo, in which Portland was victorious 3-1. Match day 7 preview, we have Austin versus Portland at 5:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on MLS Season Pass. And I believe this game is also going to be broadcasted on Fox as well. And then additionally, for the Eastern Conference side, we got New York Red Bulls versus Chicago at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on MLS Season Pass. And the Sunday night soccer matchup on Apple TV at 4 p.m. PT we have Miami versus Toronto. And then lastly, some running news, because though we're called Rambling Runoff. The LA Marathon also took place not so long ago. And congratulations to the over 26,000 runners who participated in the 2025 Los Angeles Marathon. Some results here. The United States' Matt Richmond and Ethiopia's Tenjesnesh Tulu won the men's and women's races at the Los Angeles Marathon. Richmond, who competed for the Montana State University cross country team and was an All-American selection in the 2022-2023 season, clocked an official time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 56 seconds, becoming the first American man to win the event since Paul Pockelton all the way back in 1994. Tolu, however, secured her victory by just 3 seconds, holding off a lead pack that included Kenya's Antonia Kawambai and the United States' Savannah Berry. So congratulations to you guys. That was a really cool feat that you guys did. And yeah, Danny, do you have anything else to add in our rundown before we disappear?
I got nothing.
Alrighty, boss man. Alrighty, everybody. This is it. We're closing it out. Thank you for listening to Rambling Runoff. I've been your host, Robert Rios. If you want to hear more from us from Rambling Runoff, you listen on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening on Spotify, follow us there. Spotify for Creators, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Please give us a follow. If you want to see more from us on social media, hit us up on Twitter, aka X, at Rambling Runoff, and on Instagram as well. And follow us on TikTok. We post videos a lot more now. So yeah. Once again, I've been your host, Robert Rios, from my co-host, Danny Tan. We will see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.